Yo, so, whoever this message is for, I just want to say that there is never a right time to leave. There is never a right time to exit. So if you're waiting for that magical moment, that magical clearance that is going to help you get out of the situation, it's not going to come. You just have to initiate action. And depending on the severity of the abuse, I can only recommend safety planning. And if you need any help with that, I'm going to tag my information at the end of this video. You can definitely DM me. I am an advocate. I advocate for victims of domestic violence, trafficking, sexual assault, things like that. And I do specialize in safety planning. So if you need to get out, tap in with me, please. So I usually go live with my morning messages, but due to the severity, not the severity, but like due to the transparency, I just prefer to like make this just a video, because I don't, this is a very soft topic for a lot of people, and with the internet trolls and shit like that and the bots, I'm not dealing with that today. I'm not starting my Monday off like that. So for my survivors out there, salute to you. I'm proud of you for choosing you, and I know it's not easy. And for those who are questioning, those who are trying to leave and probably haven't had that motivation, maybe that's what this video is for. I just want you to understand that like life starts once you leave. The hell that you're in right now, you don't have to keep experiencing that. The disrespect that you are experiencing right now, you don't have to keep experiencing that. You don't put this shit on the kids. Do not fuck finances and stability, because the most manipulative abusers are going to hit you there where it hurts. You a good mom, they gonna attack the kids. They're going to prey on the kids. The motherfucker probably don't even give a fuck about the kids like you do. You know? They just give a fuck about control. A lot of things when it comes down to these abusers, and these are different types of abusers, right? Because there are sexual abusers as well, financial abusers, as well as we have these there's these different types of abusers, and the biggest one thing they all have in common is the need for control. Sorry for the pause, y'all. It's just a deep topic. It's kind of hard to go into where I'm supposed to go with this. I just know that for myself, I had been there, and I had dealt with the abuse for 7 years. And I remember at year 6, I left and got my own place. Well, I mean, that was the first time, but I left the situation, and I made up in my mind that I was done, right? When I left, my eye was swollen shut. I had a black eye, and my ribs were fractured. And unfortunately, this wasn't the first time that either of those things had been inflicted on me. It definitely wasn't my first black eye. I can't count. I don't even want to. I don't want to draw back my memory. I could use my brain cells to do so much more than that. But plenty of black eyes, plenty of hospital visits, panic attacks. I remember sitting in fetal position in the fucking closet, screaming to the top of my fucking lungs. He drove me crazy. He drove me fucking crazy. And there was a point in time where I lived with him and his mom. And the mom, he's a mama's boy. The mom is a victim of abuse as well, but condoned the shit that her son did, which is crazy to me. Anytime me and him got into it, she had to get into it too. So it was me against them, And I got emancipated, so there was no family to back me up. So I was always pushed in this fucking corner. I had nightmares for 2 years after the situation ended. For 2 fucking years. Waking up cold sweats. And I just kept repeating to myself for years. I would just say, like, I'm just happy it's over. Anytime I had thoughts about that shit, any bad memories, I'm just happy it's over. You know, when I left that nigga, I had a couple rocky months, but then I found my first spot. Like, I had a 3-bedroom house. Ooh, what, nigga, what? This is my first house. You know, of course I didn't own it, right? But still, nigga, I was leasing the house. So, you know, at 23, nigga, that ain't too bad, you know? I just bought a new car. Like, it was like my life looked up. Like, I remember my friends coming from the Bay to come visit me in Vegas and just looking around my house like, sis, like, don't ever go back to him. Like, everybody, it was, the glow up was so severe that everybody saw it. And, like, my life changed severely after I left. And I feel like present day, that's why it's so easy for me to leave situations and shit like that, because I've been through that shit. I'm not going through it again, but I just see what God does for you once you choose yourself. It's not about hurting this person's feelings. It's not about having control over the situation. It is solely about you. It is solely about loving you. It's about taking your power back and restoring whatever's left of you. Because we lose ourselves in these situations. Excuse me, I gotta move this seat down a little bit. Sorry, y'all. But, I mean, you know, if you've ever been through it, if you are identifying with this video in any type of way, you lose yourself in the situation. You lose identity. You become who this person wants you to be for the sake of not being hurt. I remember there was a point in time where I didn't even fight back. Like, in the beginning, I used to fight back. Nigga, I got all brothers, so what's up? You know? And that's also what made me feel like I wasn't in an abusive relationship or I wasn't being abused because I fought back. And like, I saw movies and shit like that, so I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I fucked that nigga up, so who's being abused now, bitch? But it wasn't that one, you know? I completely lost sense of self, you know? I got to a point where I didn't fight him back. I would just let him hit me. And I thought that would make him stop. Like, I'm surprised I'm even sharing this, y'all. It's kind of hard to do. Because I'm revealing, like, the weakest version of myself. But she was resilient. And I have to pay homage to her. And I have to forgive her. Because she didn't have nobody. She really didn't. And if she did, I couldn't fucking tell. For real. A lot of people in my lifetime, in my journey, have turned their fucking backs on me. And that's since my mom passed away. I've experienced that. So, until I started to find myself, I believed in a lot of bullshit. I believed in a lot of people. I believed in a lot of I love yous and I wouldn't do that to yous and I'ma always be there. And I believed all that shit. You know? But the proof is in the pudding. You know? As an adult now, as me being in my mid-30s, because I went through that shit at a young age, and I am grateful that I went through it so young. If I had to go through it, I'm happy that it was so young. So, through my 20s and 30s, nigga, I would not. Like, I have cut a nigga off for raising his voice at me. Bye. Like, if you're trying to bring out that anger in me, nigga, you can't be around me. Anybody that evokes that type of anger in me, any type of pain in me, you gotta go. You know? I'm not doing that. But in the process, though, you know, there were a lot of lessons learned. Like, I had to become this woman. I didn't know who I was supposed to be. You know? Like I said, I lost sight of who I was in that situation. I allowed myself to be very weak for the sake of having somebody around me, for the sake of this person's protection, for the sake of this person's love, you know? And so I had to grow and separate and realize that none of that shit was love. I'm not even sure if I really loved him, you know? Like, I can't say that I did, because how could I, you know? And I know I'm hearing this lyric because I just was listening to the song before I like parked the car or whatever. But it's the Timbs and J. Cole, Free Fall. Y'all, I'm late, but that song is a beautiful song. But I just heard, I had to run, I had enough. Excuse my voice right now, y'all. I'm not tuned in right now, but yeah, I had to run, I had enough. Like, one thing I used to always say to a lot of people who are dealing with toxic relationships, dealing with certain dynamics in their relationships and shit like that. Like, I don't like to be the friend to judge you. Like, I'm not the friend that's gonna tell you, okay, I'm gonna tell you to leave that nigga. I'm not gonna lie. I am. But I'm gonna support everything that you on. Whatever you want, I'm on, you know? And I used to always tell my friends, and I still will say this to this day, but nobody can tell you about your love, you know? And when it comes down to you wanting to leave a situation, it ain't gonna be, I'm about to do this. It ain't gonna be, I'm about to do this. I'm thinking about doing this. No, you're just gonna do it. And then it's gonna be like, I did it, you know? Like, and I had to learn that through my own experiences, because yeah, I talked about that shit a lot. You know, when I got with my friends, we were alone and shit like that, I talked about it a lot. What I wanted to do, how much better my life would be, all this shit. And I feel like a lot of friends fell by the wayside because I didn't do it yet. You know? A lot of people, I lost a lot of fucking friends in that situation. I lost family members. I lost, like, my own siblings weren't talking to me. My own parent wasn't talking to me because of the situation. You know? Like, that's how isolating shit got. But then there was a point in time where shit, I got, like, when I was fed up, when I left, it wasn't no plan. It wasn't nobody that I was gonna talk. It was like, I just left. I'm staying here until, you know what I mean? Like, can I come stay with, like, it was that one, you know? There's no wrong way to eat Reese's. Sorry, I always have to say something corny when I'm talking about something serious. But for real, though, like, there's no right way to leave. There's no... You just gotta do it. Like I said, like, safety planning. Nigga, like, some people, their finances are controlled by this situation. Like, I couldn't leave because we had a lease in each other's name. I mean, we were both on the lease. You know what I mean? It's like we got contracts that are binding us to the devil, bitch. Like, what the fuck? This ain't no soul. No, nigga, this is a lease. This is a phone bill. This is this and that. You know? This is a dog. Like, y'all motherfuckers be staying, and I was one of them motherfuckers, so I could talk about it, but staying connected to a motherfucker because of the pet. I understand being a fur mama. I get it. But your peace is priceless. Your safety is priceless. You know? If it's gonna have to either share the dog with this nigga or save my life, fuck that dog. I don't know. Like I said, nigga, I let him keep the dog. You can keep the sheets, nigga. You can keep the microwave. I don't care. Just let me go, you know? And it's not always that easy. So I'm just here, just giving grace and letting you know that you're not alone. And I understand how the person that I love abusing me can make me hate myself. And I just pray that you aren't at that point. I pray that you don't feel like you deserve what they're doing to you, because maybe you are admiring another person of the opposite sex or same sex, depending on, you know, whatever your sexuality is. Maybe you do have a crush on somebody. But what's wrong with that when the person that you're with is abusing you? They're not appealing at all. So maybe and it's a form of escapism. Maybe you having to drift off and have this imaginary relationship or connection with someone else so that you can feel safe or feel happy, feel loved. Like, they're not doing their fucking job. They're being abusive. So, like, it's just, what am I trying to say? Because I guess I'm trying to, like, give advice without giving my own experience, but I'm going to just go for it. This person, my abuser, I remember not having a phone for, like, over a year. Not having a cell phone, because he always went through my phone, and we always argued about what was in my phone, and it was always about who I was following on Facebook. Like, you knew that I had a crush on this nigga in high school, and we're friends on Facebook now. Now it's an issue. You know what I mean? What? You know, like, this person was wildly fucking insecure, man. And I just, like I said, like, I submitted to a lot of things instead of just leaving. Like, so what the fuck? Like, I'm just gonna give up having a cell phone for a year to protect your fucking, to make you feel secure? Like, I give her so much grace. I give her so much grace because she didn't know. And it took for her to be with somebody like that to grow the balls that she has today. Big lady balls, you know what I mean? I don't ignore one red flag, you know? But like I said, like, it was like I allowed myself to admire other men, but it wasn't like I ever cheated on them, you know what I mean? But did I follow certain people on social media that I found attractive? Yeah, you know? And like I said, like, I was basically in a dungeon, trapped, you know what I mean? In a fucking far off land, in a high ass tower in a castle, nigga, locked up with this fucking dragon holding me, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. I wasn't happy though. I was confined. And he did a lot of things that made me resent him. Like I said, like, I fought back too. Some fights I started, nigga. Like, sometimes I wanted to fight. Like, I had that much anger and resentment. Like, I was sleeping with the enemy, you know? And I am just glad it's over, you know? And that's why I gotta go to places like this all the time and reflect. Because although this sad situation, well, I'm 35, about to be 36 next month. I left when I was 23, fully done by 24. I've had more than enough time to get over the situation, but that pain and that trauma still holds true. Like, it's affecting me to this day because I don't trust men. Like, I can't have a disagreement with somebody without leaving the situation. What if it's just a disagreement? I don't know, but I'm not about to stay and find out either. What? You shoot first, ask questions later. Like, I'm not about to sit over here and find out that he's abusive, you know? But not everybody is. And the aftermath of all of that is the battles of trust that I deal with. You know, at first, the first stages was just getting my identity back and figuring out who I was after the situation. I remember for years I thought that, like, I would never be able to sing again because he used to choke the shit out of me. And this was somebody I used to sing to. I've written songs since I was a kid. I've sang to him every song that I had ever written in my entire life. Even the one that I wrote after we broke up, and I sang that shit to him too. When we kicked it one time, you know? But I just remember my voice didn't have the range that it had for hella long. Like, it didn't have its, like, vibrato. Like, it just was different. It was hella flat. Like, it was annoying. Like, I hated the sound of my voice. It just sounded hella weird. And I remember I used to say he took my voice from me. You know? And I hate that I gave a nigga that much power over my vessel. What you mean he took your voice from you, you know? And that's why I'm happy that I've healed a lot, you know? My inner masculine don't play about me, for real. My inner masculine don't play about my inner child or about my divine femme. Like, my inner masculine would check anything about me, you know? No hesitation. And of course, like, I'm talking about a very dominant situation, a very long situation. But I can't say that I didn't meet that energy again in another person. But I can say that shit didn't last past 6 months. You know? Unfortunately, I had a child, though. You know what I mean? So, dealing with the mental abuse that came along with being with somebody abusive, and the narcissism, it's a lot to deal with co-parenting, you know? I thought I was doing myself a service by leaving, because that was the next time that I seen that energy in another person. And I was already pregnant by then, you know? I love my son, though, and he changed my life for the better. So, you know, whatever karmic fucking shit, generational karma that I have to deal with the situation, it's a lot that's gonna have to be healed between me and the father of my child. And I'm pretty sure that's why that's the father of my child, you know. It is what it is. But it's hard to like go through life and just feel attacked all the time. People prey on you being such a sweet individual, people prey on your innocence, people prey on your beauty, people prey on your stability. You know what I mean? As a woman, it's tough. And like I said, I know men go through it, but I can only speak from a woman's standpoint. And so I just looked at the time and just like, what the fuck have I been saying for 20 minutes? Yeah, I'm kind of scared to post this, but I just want to encourage anybody that is going through it to get through it, and to let you know that there's life after. Like, there is life outside of this realm of abuse. There's life outside of, there are people out there who are awaiting to give you the love that you deserve. Platonic and romantic. There are people out there who will love to hear your story. There are people out there who you can help save their life because of your survival, you know? Never sleep on your situation. I really realized that a lot of things that I went through was to help. I had to get through the things that I went through so that I could help others get through it. Once I got into advocacy, and I'm working for a crisis center, and one thing about me, one thing about myself, my birth story, I was pregnant. Well, when I was pregnant, I was homeless, leaving a domestic violence situation and finding shelter. And so that's something I can help somebody navigate through, you know? And I know, being on the crisis line, when people find out that you've actually been through that shit, they trust your word a little more. We're not supposed to really tell people our business and shit like that, you know? But I'm a real person. I like to show people that I'm a real person that goes through real shit. And I feel like since I went through it, I could tell you, hey, you're gonna get a bunch of no's, goddamn it. You're gonna get a bunch of dead ends, you know? But there will be a yes if you stay consistent. So I keep having these pauses because it's just really hard to talk about. This is really hard to talk about, but I was guided to share this with you guys. I feel like I'm gonna post this, but just as a way to put the energy out there, but also for myself, I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and just kind of reconfigure what I really want to say about this. I'm just praying for anybody that's going through it, man. Like, I know what it's like to dread going home. I know what it's like to sleep next to the devil. I know what it's like to just be in that fucking darkness and just hoping for a way out, believing that shit was gonna change, thinking that maybe we just need to do this and this is gonna stop, or maybe if we did that, and just really just always trying to empathize with the abuse, always trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt when they don't fucking deserve it. Bitch, you need help. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the abuser, right? You need fucking help. You think it's okay to put your hands on people? You think it's okay to verbally abuse people? You think it's okay to manipulate people? You think it's okay? It's not. It's not. You're a fucking liar. Pretending to have all these things in common with someone just to get something out of them. Dr. Mona Nicole, she said it the rawest. She that's rape. You're a rapist. You know what I mean? You pretending to be something that you aren't, to get my body, to get whatever you're a fucking rapist. You're a fucking psycho. And I really I feel for anybody going through it, man. And there's no right time to leave. There is no right time to leave. And yeah, you might have kids with this person, but would you rather raise your child in an abusive household than have to struggle financially sometimes? It's so peaceful. Being a single mom is hard as fuck, but it is so peaceful. Being in a home that you don't have to look over your shoulders in, that you can be yourself in. Your kid is at peace. Your kid is happy. Your kid deserves to see a happy parent. You deserve to see yourself happy. You do. And I'm sorry you're going through that shit. And I'm sure you do love them. I'm sure you do. But I'm going to say this in a lot of my videos. Who do you love more? I'm sure y'all have been together for 10 years. I'm sure y'all have been together for 20 years. I'm sure y'all have been together for 5 years. How long have you known you, though? How long have you been with you? You know what I mean? Fuck them. For real. Like, I fight men. Like, I swear. Like, I can't say I beat up men. I have, though. For real. But this is just, even men who are in the situation. Life gets so much better when you choose you. Life gets so much better when you choose you. I don't even know what the fuck I just said, y'all. I'm kind of nervous to post this, but I'm gonna leave it here. Like I said, I'm gonna come back on another day and like just kind of configure what I'm saying, because like I was guided to speak on it, and I'm gonna follow my guidance. However, I like a little more structure. So this content should be interesting because like I like structure. I'm a very calculated person. I'm a Capricorn, like 7 houses, nigga. Like in 7 placements. I'm like a Capricorn, and yeah, so in a Virgo moon, so shit does have to be calculated. Like I like to have some structure in the things that I say, and I also don't like being vulnerable. So this was a tough one, but I hope that this finds you. Like I said, if you are battling with any type of abuse, if you need any help with escaping, if you need any resources, please find me on Instagram. Who the fuck is Drea? Who TF period is Drea? Who TF period is Drea on Instagram? DM me. Let me know you watched the video. If you need any resources, if you need any help safety planning, I got you. If you just need to vent, you know, if you don't want to come in the comments and be that vulnerable, I get that. If you just need to vent, definitely hit me in my DM. I'm here for you. I'm with you. I'm with it. I'm gonna say this in all my videos. You are not alone. You are not alone. You got a soldier on the front line with you, and I am happy, blessed, and grateful to be here for you, to be here with you. I'm in support of everything that you want, you know. If y'all want to burn this nigga house down, I'm with you too. But if you want to leave quietly, I'm with you too. You know what I mean? We got options. We got options. I got the shovel in the back. I'm just saying. I'm gonna leave it here though, y'all. It's your girl Barbie G's. I'm the content intuitive, the hostess of spirituality, leading all you bitches to the promised land, myself included. And I love y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on this afternoon's reading. I love you.